Hello, I'm Paul here. Today I'm going to talk about some fundamentals of doing the 1348 strategy. Uh, it's good to know these kind of fundamentals before, you can apply the stuff that I've taught about in the last couple videos, with, having the 10 indicators. Very powerful strategy. Uh, but in the beginning, what you really need to master is the first part of the formula, and that's the 1348. And kind of like when to actually enter the market with the 1348. And I learned this the hard way yesterday because according to my schedule, I have 2 days off in the week, and on my days off I try to see if I can make money. I'm on Bitcoin here. Let's try SPY. Show you what I'm talking about. So let's not do 15 minutes. We're doing 5 minutes. So what I'm trying to say is, on my day off yesterday, or the last 2 days were my days off from work, but what I saw, beforehand, and let me try to get to that point. Oh, that was too early. I'm looking for, yesterday was the 11th. Let's see where it was started. So I always do my trades really on the 5 minute. It's when I look for my position. So I'm trying to see where it started. Show you my mindset. Oh yeah, it's right here. You can see this right here. Let's zoom in. So my mindset right here. This was the start of yesterday. Right. Yeah, that's a little bit more. When did it start? It right about started here. This was yesterday. So when I woke up, I was looking at the chart and looking at the 13 and the 48, and I was like, oh, it's going to cross. It is going to cross. Maybe I'll get in early. And it's going to cross, and I'll put in a put, and it's going to cross, and I'll make my gains. So what ended up happening all day yesterday was it looked like it was going to cross. I mean, they were close, but it didn't end up actually crossing. It faked me out, pretty much. Because it got so close to where it looked like it was going to cross, but it didn't. So this is the number one thing that I want to teach you guys before doing this strategy. Now, whether you want to do combo strategy, if you're using the 1348 strategy, you can only enter your position, in my opinion, is when it is crossing. When the 1348 is crossing. So sometimes the MACD can be wrong too as well, because if you look at it right here, am I still on the 11th? Yeah. Well, if you look at the MACD, I'll tell you the two things you need to look for in order to be really successful with this, and it's something I didn't listen to yesterday, but it's going to cross, and you can look for the confirmation in the MACD. But you need to look for two different things. The first thing is the MACD has got to signal that it has already crossed, and it has to cross on the 1348 as well. If it hasn't crossed on the 1348, but it has crossed on the MACD, it could be a fake out, like it was yesterday for me. So let me try to give you guys an example of when is a good time to get in. You have to look for two different things. Nobody really would have been able to pick this one up, because the moment it crossed was like at the start of the market. So let's just look at a different time frame. A lot of this was sideways. Here we go. Here's a moment right here. This would have been a perfect time to get in. What you need to look for is the 1348 to cross, and the MACD has got to already it has to have crossed already in that direction that you want to go. So if you're crossing down, the MACD has to be crossing down, and it needs to cross down pretty early, right before the 1348 does as well, but pretty close after. So if we look right here, we see the MACD is crossing up, and it signals it here, but it doesn't really cross until later here. And the first thing that I personally look for is I wait for the 1348 to cross, and then I look to see where the MACD is and if it has crossed already on the MACD. If it doesn't do those two things, the first thing is it has to cross on the 1348, and then as it's crossing on the 1348, you have to see if it's already crossed on the MACD. If it hasn't, then it's not a play that I would do, because you would end up in the same kind of situation that I was yesterday, to where it hasn't crossed, which that's too early. Let's go where today was. We see that it did not cross yesterday. But the MACD looked like it did. So you make your judgment call first on the 1348 crossing, and then you check to see if it's already crossed on the MACD. If those two haven't checked out, then it's not a play that I will do, at least not in the future. This was yesterday. So what I am predicting, though, is I think that SPY is going to be going down because I don't see any kind of support and resistance for past like $400. So I think it's going to go down. So that's hope, because my contract is good till Monday. But anyway, to do this effectively, if you want to use just the 1348, you got to check to see if the 1348 is either crossing down or crossing up. If the 1348 is crossing down and the MACD has already crossed down, then that's a good signal for doing an option there. And if you're looking for a call, the 1348 has to cross up with the MACD already crossing up. Those are the two things that I look for in the future now to make my judgment calls. Now, you can use the 1348, and then you can also do my combo strategy. But this is kind of the important step to where I find my entries. Anyway, if you guys like this video, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in future videos.